Welcome Calculus AB. This is lesson 3.3, chain rule. Let's begin. All right, let's say you have this function, y equals 2x squared plus 5 to the fourth, and you have to derive it. You're like, okay, I guess it's 4x plus 5. I don't know. This doesn't look like stuff I've done. What do I do? Well, what you actually have here is you have a function within a function. So like the inside is this 2x squared plus 5. And then the outside function is this whole something to the fourth power. I could actually rewrite this as a composition function. Like as it's basically like an f of g of x. So where your f is going, f of x would be like x to the fourth, and your g of x is 2x squared plus 5. So you can think of it as f of g of x is f of 2x squared plus 5, which just turns into, instead of x to the fourth, that 2x squared plus 5 to the fourth. So you have a composition function. And when we want to do a derivative of a composite function, when you want to do a derivative of a composite function, we use something called the chain rule. The chain rule works like this. So you have to like do the derivative kind of twice. Like you have to like chain or like combo. So it looks like this. If you want to do the derivative of a composite function, it's the derivative f prime of g of x times g prime of x. The way I like saying it, it's the derivative of the outside times the derivative of the inside. Like in this case, f was on the outside and g is the inside. So derivative of the outside times derivative of the inside. The hard part of this is like identifying what the outside function is. So let's take this example. Our outside function, I like even like breaking it down when I do this work, is something to the fourth power is my outside. And the inside is good. It's usually whatever's in parentheses or like under a square root. The inside is going to be 2x squared plus 5. So I like breaking that down. My y prime is going to be the derivative of the outside. So what's the derivative of something to the fourth power? Well, that's going to be 4 times that something cubed. Well, what's that something supposed to be? That something is 2x squared plus 5. So I shouldn't do square brackets like that. That'll confuse you. I'm doing square brackets for no particular reason. So it should be 2x squared plus 5. And then it's going to be times the derivative of this thing, which is going to be 4x. And that's my answer. Sure, I could clean it up and go 16x times 2x squared plus 5 cubed, but I don't need to. This is my answer. Let's do some other examples. So you want to identify what's the outside and what's the inside. In this case, the outside is something squared, and the inside is x squared minus 3. So if I want to find the derivative f prime of x, its derivative of something squared, which is 2 times that something, so x squared minus 3, times the derivative of this thingy, which is 2x. I could clean it up. Nah. What about this one? So there's a few things going on here. The outside, you have the square root and the cubed. I can rewrite this. Square root is like the second root. I'm going to rewrite this function as 2x squared minus x to the 3/2 power. I can do that. So my outside is now going to be something to the 3/2 power times the inside 2x squared minus x. So my g prime of x is going to be the derivative of that, which is 3/2 times 2x squared minus x to the 1/2 power times the derivative of this thing, which is 4x minus 1. I'm done. Let's do some more. What about this one? Now, there's a mess going on here. This is a combination of two things we learned. This is going to be a product rule, or that's my f and g. And then g has a chain rule inside of it, where g is The outside is the cube root of something, and the inside is 9 minus 4x squared. Okay, so this is kind of look a little gross, but let's power through this. So if that's my f prime is going to be, don't want to write like that, 6x. And that means my g prime is going to be this chain rule. So derivative of the cube root, or the cube root, which is the same thing, I hate writing it like that, is that thing to the 1/3 power. So derivative of something to the 1/3 power is 1/3 times that something, 9 minus 4x squared, to the negative 2/3 power. And then times the derivative of this, which is going to be negative 8x. Cool. So let's do the product rule. My answer is going to be of f prime of x is 6x times regular g, so I'm going to say cube root of 9 minus 4x squared, plus regular f, 3x squared, times that weird thing for g. So 1/3 9 minus 4x squared, negative 2/3 times negative 8x. Should I clean that up? No. No. We're done.